Oh yeah. Now they get my fucking
Now
finger.
it's recording?
Yeah. Now my finger's all
God,
up.
we
up
cannot
over it, yeah.
figure this thing out
Yeah.
ever.
We're just.
Oh, it's like it really is like we're just old as fuck.
Yeah, we're old, done what the fuck we're doing, you know. And you know, you know what's when you don't know what you're doing though, I still feel like there's. I personally wouldn't mind if I could someone could clearly see that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and they give me some advice on or tell me, hey, you should probably do it this way. I feel like it's warranted.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
I would appreciate that. But,
like if you're trying to figure out how to work this thing,
if you're struggling,
and I said, press that button right there.
Yeah, then it's okay. But what is not okay?
Yeah. What's not okay?
Is when you're doing something that when you're doing anything and someone just and you don't look like you're struggling, like right, like you're shopping and you're not necessarily looking at two items and you're like,
which one should I buy?
Yeah, and then someone just comes up to you like, oh yeah, I mean my daughter bought that shit last year and it did this, and like
she really liked it.
like when someone does that, in my head I'm thinking like, well, great for your fucking daughter, bastard, get the fuck out of my face.
Well,
like,
yeah, so you're talking about like advice that you don't really, unsolicited advice.
Yeah, it's
what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, it's a pet peeve, and I mean,
even if you looked like you were struggling, I still feel like it might not be necessary.
just let him figure it out.
Well, I don't know. Like we were talking about before we came in here, like advice in general, like unsolicited, or even if I don't know, like I feel like not everyone should be providing advice, even if they want to.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Yeah.
I mean, to me, the way I look at it is like, what gives you the right or the why do you think you deserve to give someone advice?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't
guess unless you're really trying to help someone, but even then, maybe you should just listen.
Yeah.
And if they ask for advice, then you can give it.
Yeah, yeah. You should always wait for the, hey Dylan.
Yeah.
How should I bake these fucking meatballs?
Dude, you should bake them in spaghetti sauce.
Yeah. You're quite the chef though. So
I cook a little food every now. I don't know if I've ever made meatballs though.
Yeah, but I would take your advice.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly. On food.
But if you said, I don't know, I need some advice on how to apply this lip liner.
I thought for a second I thought you were gonna say how to apply this lubricant. I was like, whoa.
That too.
Yeah.
Never used it.
Yeah. And
use motor oil.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. If you have a set of like, if you're an expert or you have some type of experience in a certain realm, and then someone asks you,
yeah,
then it's okay. But even if like someone were to ask me like, hey Ryan, what's the best way to kayak down a river?
Yeah, you'd be like, dude, I should
do
you
want
to die? I have no idea.
Yeah, like yeah, do not fucking ask me that shit. But
right.
There's like, I have met people that I know people that if you were to ask them that question and they don't know fucking shit about it, they would still provide an answer. Right. It's like, well, yeah, you just do it like this.
Tie cement weights around your ankles.
And jump on in.
Yeah, well, I think, like, I find that, like, friends, well, that's like, friends of my girlfriend will, like, give advice, and it's like, I don't know, to me, especially when it comes to like life advice or relationship advice, like, I don't know, that to me is like a subject, unless you really specifically are asking for someone's opinion.
Yeah.
That to me is a subject that, I don't know, just don't provide it. Unless someone's like abusive, physically or mentally abusive, and you're like, you need to get out of there because they're gonna kill you, then maybe you give advice, but like,
right.
I'm just in general, across all of that stuff, but like...
Yeah. Well, relationship advice is a tough one, too, because nobody else, even if I were to tell you all of the details.
Yeah, you just
About-
can't know about.
Right. You
Yeah.
you don't know like the person's body language when you're talking to them. You don't know how. Like there's so
Yeah,
many
there's too many
things.
variables.
Yeah, that are left out
Right.
of the story. That it's like you said. You should just listen.
Right.
You know, and because eventually, if someone, I'm a big, like a believer in when people talk things out themselves, they figure it out. I mean, shit, fucking
Yeah.
work. People do that all the time.
Yeah.
They come to you with a problem. Hey,
Right,
Dylan,
yeah, and then
hey,
they're
can you
just
get
talking
the
it out,
fucking
and they're like,
and then you're like,
"Oh."
well, what did you do so far?
Right.
I did the fucking. Oh yeah, yeah. And
Whoa! First of all, I don't even know what you're saying. 'Cause you're making sounds, but did you figure it out yet?
yeah, and you're just like, glad I get help. I get the fuck out of here, like you know. And
Well, it is true. Like if you're like, okay, what'd you do so far? It could be anything in life. Like, and then you start talking it out, and you're like, oh, figured it out. Thanks for letting me talk.
That's so. I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
Goes everywhere.
It's true.
You know, because once you start articulating the present and
Yeah.
reality, it's weird how saying it
Yeah.
it does something. It does something to your
Well, that's why
brain.
sometimes you just need to talk it out, right?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like we were talking like with Keith or whatever about advice, and I just think it's weird that people think that. I don't know. I hate saying like what gives them the right to do it, but that's kind of the way I feel. Like,
Well, yeah.
like get your shit in order before you start handing out
Right.
advice to people.
They think their shit doesn't float.
Yeah, I don't know. Or stink, or whatever
Yeah,
it is, or
right.
float, I
Yeah,
don't
whatever.
know.
Whatever. Is it beneficial at all to be like if your shit floats or not? Like I don't think so.
No, I think you'd probably want it to sink.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
would be the desired outcome. Of
But at that point, it's all about what you ate. So who knows? Whether,
But what you ate?
Yeah, whether it sinks or floats.
Yeah.
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird. I wonder what really does. It's weird that I'm wondering about shit.
We
and-
could really get into
yeah.
it if you'd like.
Yeah, it's like, does everyone want to talk about that? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
you know?
not.
But
Who
there's,
knows?
there are times where, have you ever taken a shit in the woods before?
Many times.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's
No, that
yeah. so
I prefer
you,
the woods.
You living in a suburban area.
Dude, I leave my house and I take a shit in the backyard.
in the backyard every time. Yeah.
I mean, I've been backpacked and camped a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
so have you shit in the woods? Well, yeah, I'm sure.
It's an invigorating experience.
It's like freeing.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like a
And honestly, the first few times I did it, I felt really uncomfortable.
yeah, because then you got to figure out the positioning.
That
And
too, and
then-
I'm like, is there someone around?
Yeah, because you're
You're
just
like in the middle
open.
of
You're
nowhere,
just,
but like-
you're out. Like like you're vulnerable. There's because
Even when I know that, like, okay, I'm in the woods, there's no one around for miles, and I'm like, yeah, but maybe,
maybe there's that one guy.
maybe there's a guy back there.
Yeah, there's a guy, and he's waiting for you to
Yeah.
do.
And he's
do
got
exactly-
a camera,
yeah.
and then
He's gonna post it
Yeah.
on the internet.
yeah,
of
then my
you
life's ruined.
Yeah, for taking a shit in the woods. Yeah, that's a weird feeling though. I think everybody's experienced it where you're by yourself,
Yeah,
but you feel like
doesn't
there's
matter, does it?
there's something else there, and it's. I think what it is your mind fucking with you, but
Oh, yeah.
you know.
I mean, specifically about taking a shit in the woods, like it's just, it's not natural. Right?
No.
I mean, honestly, it should be the most natural thing ever, right? It really
It
should,
should
be
be.
not natural that we take shits in toilets, because really, the most natural thing would be outside.
Yeah,
But-
it's what is nature calls, as they say,
Yes.
as some fucking dipshit decided to call that taking a shit when nature calls.
Yeah,
they
did do that, didn't
You know, because when they did that, they completely fucked over the Ace Ventura movie when nature
Oh,
calls.
damn.
They you know.
I didn't think about that.
So now it's forever.
That movie
Ace
is just
Ventura.
about taking a shit.
Yeah, Ace Ventura taking a piss or taking a shit.
That doesn't sound as good though. Like the title doesn't sound as good.
No, I don't think I'd watch either one of those movies.
I probably would, just to see what.
Did you see Jim Carrey taking a
Fuck.
shit?
I I mean, I guess before I watch it, I don't really know. Does it really mean that we're gonna see him taking a shit though? That's the thing. So I need to watch it to figure out what the hell the title means.
No, I mean, if the title was translated to
Jim
Ace
Carrey.
Ventura taking a shit. Yeah. Would you
don't
watch
think
that?
you'd watch it just to see?
I would not go out of my way to watch anyone take a shit.
That's true. I wouldn't
But,
either.
you know, there's...
I'd be curious to see what it was about, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, considering how crazy Jim Carrey has been
Oh,
recently...
well, you know what? Is
uh,
he crazy, though, or is he just realized how stupid celebrities really are? That's the way I feel. I don't feel like... Personally, I don't feel like he's crazy. I feel like he's like... This whole thing is crazy. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's true. And, like, there's a lot of truth to the things that he says.
Yeah.
And I think he is kind of enlightened in a sense.
But do you think there's a mixture of he's...
I wouldn't say... when I say he's crazy, I think that it's crazy in the pop culture sense.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and
crazy that he's doing that, because that's... You wouldn't think someone would do that
right.
in his position. But,
yeah.
But, yeah, like... Really, I think he's... Because I've heard a lot of interviews lately with him. He's, yeah, he's just like... Like, he'll literally be like, celebrities are stupid. This whole thing... Movies are dumb. What are we doing? This whole thing is fucking stupid.
Right.
Why do we even do this?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. Or, I mean, I think that there's value to be gained in asking yourself that question just about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
You know, it's like, well... To question reality and how not only your individual life operates, but society functions.
Yeah, something that you might think is quote unquote normal, and you don't think about it, and then you're like, but why are we doing that?
Yeah, well, and I mean, and the thing is, like, you can. What's weird about it is you can do all like studies and try and figure out why. But at the end of the day, it's like everybody has ended up at their own individual place based on their own fucking choices or decisions or whatever. So you might say, like, someone prefers tea over coffee or something, and then it's like, hey, were you from the fucking UK then? You prat. And like, you know, it's like people would, you know, if just based on that preference, it's like, well, no, like I just like the way that it tastes or what, you know what I mean? Like you could draw, I guess, reasons for any sort of conclusion. There's almost an infinite number of possibilities that you could do it, and it's like it's good to question, to try and figure things out, to you know, kind of explore all of the details. But I think that if you can let it consume your life.
Oh yeah,
you know?
There are times that, like, I'll start thinking like that, or going down this road, or like reading books, or like whatever, and like obsessing over stuff, and then I'm like, I should just stop. It's like it's like becomes not good almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a weird fine line between, like, I don't know, overthinking things and overanalyzing things, and like, but why do we do that? Should we do that? I don't know why we're doing that. And then being like, all right, I should shut the fuck up. Doesn't matter. Like,
you just get consumed.
Just fucking relax.
Yeah. It's you do kind of get consumed by there. I mean,
it is weird though. Like, we're like the only species on this planet that seems to do that kind of stuff.
So you don't think that, like, the...
But I don't know. I could be wrong.
like the possum isn't like, as he's like,
I mean,
walking
he could
like
be,
this,
right?
fucking thinking, oh well, I wonder why my tail is pink and why people are trying to fucking kill me with their car.
Or like,
like, you know,
how big is space? And we're just on this ball floating through infinity. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, probably not. They're like I think a possum is probably thinking
more in his environment, right?
What can I eat?
Yeah.
What female possums can I fuck? You know, he's probably thinking of that. He's a pervert.
He's a goddamn pervert. But yeah, it's almost like, well, like, Eckhart Tolle. Have you heard him?
No.
I think I might have mentioned him to you, but like.
Eckhart Tolle sounds like a fancy coffee.
It's a dessert. No, he's I don't know what I would call him, a spiritual advisor, which probably is the wrong thing to call him.
Mm-hmm.
But basically his concept is like power of now, like mindfulness.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
the fuck was I going with
the
that?
power of now. Do the shit that matters.
Yeah, like
here now. Is that what it is? It's
yeah.
like,
Oh no. So what I was gonna say is like humans have. It's almost like a disease, like this. We've kind of talked about it, I guess. Just thinking.
yeah.
Just constantly thinking.
Yeah. Your brain is just fucking on.
Yeah.
There's some people that
But he talks about like that's like one of the biggest. That's like one of the biggest downfalls, or it's good and bad. Like the fact that humans are just constantly thinking is bad, but I guess it's kind of good too because it could lead to like discoveries or
better way of doing things.
Right.
Yeah.
But then we're also just all walking around constantly, 100% of the time,
Brain just firing.
just all day. Every single person you see
Yeah.
is like doing that.
Well, that's why people go on vacation, right? Isn't that what people like?
You still do it on vacation, trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Oh,
do.
yeah. Yeah. It's like when I'm away, I'm still thinking about shit. And,
Yeah, you're
you know,
still consumed with like, even when I'm on vacation, I'm like thinking about not being on vacation or like
right.
like
Yeah. It's like, or when you come back to work, what's it gonna be like? Or
it could be anything. It could,
how am I gonna get my workout in?
yeah,
Yeah, like some shit like that.
and that can just spiral into who knows what the fuck.
Yeah, and
So his concept is like it's like a disease. It's the human race that like we can't shut our fucking brains off.
it's because people go out of their way to try and do like meditate. Like
Right.
you set aside time in
Right,
the
like
day.
I just need to figure out how to shut this thing off for like
Yeah.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
and it's incredibly hard.
Yeah.
To shut that off.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I don't.
Isn't
think
it weird though? Like this could go off the deep end, but like how like if you start thinking about like, do you have control over your brain or does your brain have control over you? Like, do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
because the idea of saying, okay, I'm gonna make my brain not think for literally a handful of seconds. Just try that. Seconds. It's like impossible almost.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I'm using my own brain obviously to do it, but why can't I tell my brain I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
Because I think that.
But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like because I think there's a part of us that is purely driven by our interests, which we don't control.
Yeah.
And there's a large part of us that we don't control. Like I control my hand doing this, right? In theory, right?
This thing
Like,
is recording, by the way, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Again, we are 65 years old.
Yeah,
but
we don't know what the fuck we're doing. And but there's like I control my hand, but like I can't control what I'm naturally interested in. You can on some level, right? Like you could say, okay, I need to be interested in this in order to like work.
Yeah.
I need to be interested and engaged and do a good job on this in order to get money to provide for my family, to meet certain needs, right? But like,
Yeah.
I've talked about it, like thinking about basketball,
Right.
like I can't fucking turn that shit off. That's just
Isn't that kind of weird though? Like
I've tried, like I've sat and I've tried to like okay, like
so who's
let's-
controlling who?
I like, and that's what's fucking crazy to think about. Like, we don't really have full control over our interests.
We really don't. We only have full control over just not thinking for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that is like a lot of philosophers and people have talked about kind of like this existential angst
Yeah.
that comes with consciousness, and that's part of it. It's like you can't shut it off, and we don't have control over it. It's like you're online or whatever the fuck that
Right.
means, and the only way to turn it off is in theory, to kill yourself. But even then, you don't know if that turns it off.
Yeah, I guess we don't know. But I almost feel like that is a symptom based on our environment, that it's getting worse, and that like the way we incessantly think about shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that shit happened like caveman era? I doubt it.
No,
What are you gonna think about? Like, and that's why
it's the
our
simple life.
world and our environment is creating our thought pattern, because if none of that shit existed, what the fuck am I gonna think about? I'm not gonna think about like work and this and phone and what's that and like a dog that just sees 100 things.
Yeah, I think it's because our lives, so much more information is being thrown at us now.
Yeah, constantly, all day, every second.
I mean, to where like your brain has to be firing at such a quick rate.
So we are causing our own
Existential
mental
angst
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean,
do too.
like they're like, if you read stories, like I've heard of people having kind of like severe depression and anxiety, like back in the day, like, you know, like society just handled it differently. Like you were like, oh, you're just fucking crazy.
You're
You're thrown in the loony bin, or you're a witch and we're gonna fucking kill you. And it's like,
right.
So people didn't have the same tools or resources to adapt in the way that we do now. So it's, you were either fully functioning member of society, or people just didn't want to have anything to do with you in most cases. But now
we're also better at hiding it now, I think.
Yeah, and I think we're evolving as a species, and whereas we're mentally, right?
Yeah, that's weird too.
Yeah, it's
like,
but physically
mentally,
we're devolving, I think.
You think so?
No, that's kind of dumb for me to say that, because like athletes nowadays are way more incredible because they.
Well, if you took the mass population, I would say most of us are overweight and unhealthy, which could be different than the past, because if you went back far enough, it means you had to do like manual labor to survive. But we also live longer, but that's because of science and medication. So.
Well, okay, so this is something to consider.
But physically, I feel like I don't know.
Like, so you watched the Vietnam documentary.
I haven't seen all of it, but I saw a lot of it. Yeah.
So like you saw how good a shape those guys were in.
Yeah, they're all of them were thin.
They're all thin, in good shape, right? And that's because of their environment.
Right. Well, okay, yeah.
But like, if you were to take people
in
the army nowadays, like they do not look like that. Like there's fat fucks.
True.
There's guys that are in shape.
Yeah.
There's, and.
So are we devolving or involving physically? I don't know, because you're right, because you could take a small chunk of people and go, look, these people can do crazy shit that no one could ever do before. But you could also take probably more of the population and say, look at these people, they're devolving because of technology and laziness and TVs and deliver food and suck the food right up in the mouth.
It's their food vacuums.
Right.
Also known as fat fucks.
Yeah.
But there's, it's almost like the inequality of wealth, like the more extreme. It's the same way with like athletes. I think it's like,
oh right, there's just a
bigger gap. Yeah,
that's a good point. So one group is evolving and becoming more physically fit, doing crazy shit, and one's actually going the opposite direction. So
I think so.
That makes sense.
It's like, do you think that you had, like, back in the 1600s, you had people that were fucking 500 pounds?
Yeah, probably not, because you just couldn't.
You couldn't eat that much.
Yeah,
unless you
didn't
were
have
royalty.
the resources. Yeah, you're right. You know what? I think you're right. The gap is widening, so we are getting like a small swath of people that are doing amazing shit, but it's a smaller group, maybe.
Yeah, you know what blows my mind is like people that are able to eat a shitload of food and not gain any weight. I I have
That's
no
me.
idea how the fuck. See, that's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite.
Yeah.
If I like stopped working out and ate a bunch of food,
Well, I guess I've
Like-
never stopped working out, so I don't know
So-
if that's true.
yeah. So like if it, I dare you. I
I
dare you.
won't ever do
yeah. You'll never be a fat
No.
fuck ever. Like,
I mean, I've always been thin my whole life, so I doubt it.
you've been
but-
active though.
But I've also been active my whole life, so I guess I don't know.
Yeah. You should give it a test
Should
run.
I give it a go for
Yeah.
6 months?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
6 months and just eat bad shit.
Pizza every
Fucking
day.
ice cream.
Ice cream, pizza, burgers.
But those are your things that you eat. Like
Oh, I wouldn't eat those, but if
what? All right. So like to you, what is like a thing that you indulge in that you'd consider
eat
like
pizza.
a bad pizza?
yeah.
Like you don't eat it very often, but like when you do,
When I
it's
do,
like,
I eat like at least a whole medium by myself.
damn, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time if I'm gonna get one, it's like
You go all out.
yeah, easy. I could eat a medium. That's not that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, but pizza's your thing though. Like if you're gonna have a fat day,
Yeah. Maybe Oreos. I haven't had Oreos in a while, but last time I did that, I ate the whole pack.
oh shit, really?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It's probably like a year ago.
Oh, okay.
But I could easily eat the whole pack.
So now you get diabetes.
Yeah, I got a little diabetes.
Yeah, they got the beat us, you know. and
I mean, if I ate that once a year, I wouldn't get diabetes from that.
no. But
What about you? What do you get after?
it's usually Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't Taco Bell in a long time.
But last time I had Taco Bell, I got sick. So like
Yeah.
I don't really.
Shit your pants.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad. But
Tell
yeah, it's
tell
like,
the 5 people.
yeah, yeah. Like we were breaking. I was like working in my basement, and I was just like, dude, like I just like want to have like. I just want I just want some fucking fat food, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
it was
good
Taco
stuff.
Bell, and that was usually my go-to. But now it's like I feel like if I was going to, I would have like a big cheeseburger or something.
Yeah,
maybe, or
that's pretty good too.
maybe a big cheeseburger and a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not wine.
No, like because if I drink beer, it's like I don't know, man. It just it sits with me kind of.
Oh, the beer's heavy. Gets in
Yeah.
your stomach.
Yeah, wine is far superior.
Yeah, I don't know.
because
Wine I feel like gives me heartburn.
heartburn, all the
Yeah, a
acid.
little bit.
Yeah, they just take some Tums.
Fuck that.
The chalky,
Fuck
the chalky.
Where
it's
are we
like
going with
the food shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about the proportion of people that were
Yeah.
like, you know. Like
but I mean, we're definitely.
it's like the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
It's true though.
The fit get fitter, the fat get fatter.
I mean,
like,
honestly, it's true. Like,
it's the way it works.
I mean, technology is good and bad. Technology is definitely making us lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you don't have to even leave your house for anything anymore, literally.
Oh.
Food can get delivered, groceries. Amazon will bring anything in, like, a day.
Yeah, and I think that there are some unexpected consequences as a result of that.
I mean, to me, honestly, I think that's bad. I don't...
She interacts with people. We're social creatures.
Yeah, I just feel like... I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a fine line between, like, technology being useful and good. That seems like too simple a word.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I don't care if I can get toilet paper delivered to my house in 24 hours. I don't care. I don't honestly.
Well, I mean, if you're taking shits outside, like you're saying.
Yeah, well, I don't use
that.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I picked toilet paper, but anything. Like, I feel like it is unnecessary for us to be able to have anything delivered to our house whenever we want. I feel like that's unnecessary.
But why though?
Go fucking leave your house and go get it.
But
See the world, experience things, fucking talk to people on the way. When you go to the store, you interact with someone, you grow, you change, you see different perspectives, you get outside.
yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I can think of people that I know.
Why is it necessary? Necessary,
Yeah.
not convenient,
Yeah.
to have something just delivered to you without any effort. Tell me!
It's more efficient.
How is that necessary, though?
Necessary?
I said necessary, not convenient.
I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't necessary.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not good.
Is it? I mean, is it necessary for
Give it to me. What do you got?
is it yeah? Is it necessary for you to drive a fucking Subaru?
Definitely not.
No.
No.
You like it though.
I do, but I feel like, I guess, well, yeah, we could pick anything and say that, but I feel like when it comes to, like, basic necessities, getting, like, food, water, things that, cars, we don't,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we need a car, unfortunately, now,
Yeah.
because the world made us do that, but, like, to me, just getting food, I don't know, I just feel like it's fucking weird that, like,
Yeah. No, I agree. Like
Yeah.
I think it's like I think that the
there's
value
a point where it's just gonna shit's not gonna work.
right, because well I think you have to find that balance between being able to potentially utilize the technology, being able to use the technology to achieve your end goal, but not solely relying on the technology to where you become
that's
entirely dependent on it. And unfortunately, like the cars, it's like we've become dependent on it. But it's probably a good idea to at least know how to drive one.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I guess it's in moderation, right? Like, buying stuff on Amazon is nice and convenient, but you shouldn't solely rely on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is. I mean, it certainly makes perverts' jobs easier.
Perverts' jobs?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want, like, a bunch of porn delivered to your
Oh,
house. Or,
you don't have to go, you don't have to
Yeah.
be embarrassed by anything you buy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which, I mean...
That is true.
Honestly, like, I feel like if you're going to go through the effort...
It doesn't have to be a pervert, though. What if you wanted to order, like, fucking horse laxatives or something? Horse laxatives.
Well, what would you use that for?
I don't know.
Is it necessary to have horse laxatives?
No, but it's convenient.
Yeah, it's yeah. I guess you're really backed up.
Well, no, you could just order shit that would be embarrassing. I don't know. I can't think of anything, but like, it doesn't have to be perverted. It could just be like
your fleshlight. You could order your fleshlight.
That too, but that's perverted.
Yeah, that is pretty. That's yeah.
Maybe you shit your pants and need diapers. It'd be nice to not go buy them yourself.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there's some utility to it, but you know.
Do you order a lot of shit online or no?
No, I
don't either.
I like going to the store, so it's there's because the value that you get from going to the store, or the potential positive experience that you could get going to the store.
It could be a really not positive experience too, but
yeah. Oh, I mean, some dickhead steals your parking spot. Somebody fucking.
You ever go to Trader Joe's? Of course you do. You get that. Yeah. You get that fucking butter chicken.
Yeah, the butter chicken.
Butter chicken over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great.
Do you feel like they are? Do we have this? You know what's fucked up about having a podcast is remembering if you've talked about things.
Yeah, that is kind of tough.
Because, like, how do you not have the same conversation over and over again?
I don't know.
Because I feel like we had. Did we have a conversation about like? Going to Trader Joe's and feeling like they are forced or told to carry on conversations with you. Do you feel like that's true?
I don't think we ever talked about this.
Okay,
and two,
do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe you haven't experienced it, but
I think that most cashiers there's.
Oh, this is different.
Well, I haven't. Okay,
this feels forced.
I haven't noticed anything exceptional about the way that the Trader Joe's cashiers talk to me as opposed to other stores.
I have.
Really?
No, maybe not as much now, but okay, so I went there, I don't know, I'd been going there for years, but I stopped going there literally because I'm like, I don't really want to talk to you right now.
Really? Really?
Maybe it was the one I was going to, but like, there was a point, and this was probably about 5 years ago, I feel like they still do it. I went there like last weekend. They'll be like ringing stuff up and like, what's this? How are you gonna make this later? I'm like, I'm gonna cook it. Hey, what are you gonna do later? Nothing. Okay. So what?
I haven't.
What's this? How you ever had this before? Nope. Keep on going. And it's like you're putting off a vibe that like obviously I don't want to have a conversation with you.
Do they make a corny joke and then laugh awkwardly like?
Usually it's like, so what are you gonna do later? And I'll be like, nothing. Like, What are you gonna do tomorrow? Are you doing? What are you doing? Stop.
So you feel like it's compelled small talk.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably told when they get hired that you should be friendly and make conversation and talk about stuff and talk about the food. And
But a lot of people don't want that.
a lot of people don't want that.
I would agree with you. I think that most people want to get the fuck out of there.
I will talk to anybody if it's like a real conversation. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't want to talk to you because you feel like you're supposed to, and then we're having a fake conversation. So I don't need to have a fake conversation with you. Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Then we're just going through the motions because you feel like you're supposed to, and then I feel like I'm supposed to reciprocate because.
I think maybe that stems from those people being really introverted and they just don't know how to just strike shit up.
Telling you.
I think that's what it is.
I'm gonna Google this shit after this.
To see.
I swear to God, there's something going on.
There's a fucking Trader Joe's conspiracy. Yeah, what's funny is like Trader Joe's and Aldi are owned by the same company, right?
Yeah.
And it's like Aldi, like they do the exact
that's right.
opposite. It's literally just like. Doop, 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 get the fuck out of here! Like it's like they just scan shit lightning fast.
They don't even fucking care where it goes.
And then it's like just scanning, and it's like 38.75. Get the fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of here! And they spit at you.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah,
but here's what's funny about that. I'd take the get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Because it's not a real conversation.
Yeah,
that person's being real.
It's like they're like I don't want to talk to you.
Well, they don't care.
I don't want to talk to you. I'm just scanning.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
I mean, I will talk to anybody. I really will. But I don't know. I don't want to. That's like, to me, it's the same thing as like. Well, we've talked about this, like being at a wedding or being at a party, or someone's like, how'd you drive here? Which road did you take?
It's small talk.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. I don't like that.
I think that but they're doing the hard part. You could look at it that way. Like they are doing the hard part by putting themselves out there. So what you could do is turn it into you throw it back at them, right?
I usually do, and I usually will turn it into a real conversation.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I can't stand that.
It's like, oh yeah, like we're from here, and it's like, oh yeah, well why don't we fucking get to the bottom of it?
Population of your state.
Hey, don't look, because that leads to something else. Because like it's almost like a duel, right? It's like you throw that out there. It's like, oh, there's this many people, and they're like. And then they might make an offhanded comment about something. It's like, let's talk about that shit. Right? Yeah, it's like, let's get down to the fucking shit, man, and talk about.
I got you with the population, and I fucking twisted it on you.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about religion.
So now I've got you caught in the web.
That's right.
The conversation web. So now.
Like Donald Trump.
Yeah. So I'm gonna psychoanalyze you and figure out where you fall on the political spectrum and totally scrutinize you for no matter which way you're.
And then we're gonna get to religion, and then by then there'll probably be a riot.
Right. Yeah. And you'll hate me forever.
That's right.
So
that's how we do things.
Should probably wrap this up, right?
Should we?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's getting there.
All right, fuckers.
All right.
How do we?